Unilever's been on this mission to be a beacon for diversity and inclusion for the world, right? And that's been over the last 10 years when we said we wanted to be gender balanced, but also through the work that the HR leadership team has been doing in conjunction with the business to remove labels from people, to take out forced distribution, to really drive purpose in the way that people do their work. I'm born and raised in the US, but my parents are from Honduras in Central America. And I lived a very sort of traditional household, right? So both mom and dad worked, but mom took care of everything that had to do with the household. And she was really sort of my first role model. And what she would say to me is, regardless of what she was sacrificing, what she wanted something better for me. And she would talk about the limitations that were put on her, right? So she was the oldest girl of 6 kids, and she had to drop out of school to help my grandmother raise the other kids. And she was told one day, "You're going to the US." She didn't speak English. She didn't know what she was coming to the US for, but her aunt felt that this was a better life for her. And so she wanted me to have choices and opportunities and to sort of live my own destiny. I just didn't have that exposure. My father is an electrician and he worked for the train system, and my mother she has 6th grade education and she made wedding dresses. So in the summer, I would take your daughter to work day was my learning how to iron dresses and spool thread for the machines for the other ladies, right? So I wasn't exposed to the kind of work environment that I'm in. When I was in Mexico, Maya, my daughter, came to visit me, and she sat on my cube. And she's sitting there drawing, and she turns to the CEO of the Mexican business and says, "That new variant of corneta ice cream with the unicorn, I really love that. You should keep that going," right? And I just thought to myself, like, the level of exposure that she's having, the things that she thinks are commonplace, are things that, for me, in my generation, and as a woman of color in the US, I never would have had it at that moment in time. When I was coming through my career, one of the lesson that I had to learn was that I do have a light, and that light gets to shine. And others may not appreciate being in that light, but that doesn't mean that I should dim my light, because it's not going to make them appreciate me or what I'm trying to do more if I am not my authentic self, right? So my motivation is always not to win others over, but to be a valuable contributor to whatever that conversation or that discourse is.